everyone, welcome to Yoga with Donna. I hope everybody's keeping well. Today we're going to be doing an over 50s and beginners hip opening yoga practice. So we're going to get started by standing and have your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Have your toes going out to the edges of the mat and your heels coming in towards the middle. Place your hands on your hips and bend your knees as much as you can so they're going out over your toes. And we'll just do a few of these to warm up. Just sort of breathing in and out in your own time, just to get your legs and round your hips and inner thighs a little bit loosened up. Then place your hands on the tops of your thighs, and as you go down and bend, your knees going out over your toes, press your palms into the side of your knees. So you're getting a really good opening through your hips and your thighs. And then coming back up, breathing in, breathing out, and breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and out. And really feel it working those legs. And press all corners of your feet into the mat. Spread your toes out on the mat if you can, and keep going a few more. Legs should be starting to really feel it now. And really press those palms into the side of those knees. And press. And then hold it down here, pulling it nice and tall up off your hips. Hold it, and then gently come back up. Turn your feet in and spread them a little bit wider than they were. Pulling it up off your legs. Then transfer your weight over towards your right leg, bringing your tummy on top of that leg, and just try and keep the toes of the left foot on the mat, and place your hands if you can down onto the mat. If you can't, if you're up here, just stay there, that's fine. And then transfer, walk across to the other side. Really feel stretch through that inner thigh and through the groin, and coming across again. Press. And coming back. And again, one more time. To really feel it through the hip on the leg that's extended out. And coming across. If you can't, you need to probably transfer your weight a little bit further back. So if you're too far forward, you won't feel it through that inner hip. Ready? Lift your toes off the left foot off the floor, pivot on your heel, and have your toes coming forward to the short edge of the mat. Lift your back heel up on the ball of your foot, coming into runner's lunge, and stretch forward up on your tippy toes. Really pushing through that back heel. Hold it here. Really good stretch for the hip, front of the hip. And then coming back, release your toes off the mat and try and keep your hips level and coming over that leg as much as you can. Coming forward, up on your fingertips, stretching forward. And then releasing back. One more time, coming forward. This time, place the palm of your right hand on the mat, lift your left arm up, coming into a twist. And you can keep your eyes down towards the mat if you're finding that you can't lift your head up because you've got a neck issue. Just keep your head down towards the mat, that's easier. Just breathing in, breathing out, really extend through that back heel. Both hands on the mat, coming back, turn your feet in so your toes are facing the long edge of the mat, heels placed behind your toes, and let's just transfer over again to the right side, walk across, breathing in, and across, breathing in, breathing out, and this time come over towards your right leg, release the toes of the right foot, pivot on that heel, lift the toes of the back foot, coming forward into runner's lunge, stretch forward, really extend that back heel, hold it here, and then when you're ready, lift those toes up, coming back into half split, over the leg, coming forward, breathing in, and breathing out. Coming forward, and back. Last time, coming forward, place the palm on the mat, lift your arm up, extend as far as you can with those fingertips, and back down on the mat. Now we're going to relax your back leg on the mat, bring your right knee behind your right hand. We're coming into pigeon pose, so get yourself set up. If you need any props or blocks to rest under that hip, just go and get them. You might need a block or a blanket just to even up your hips. And just make sure that you've got your back leg stretched out as much as you can right behind you. And if you'd like to stay up here, stay here. We're staying for about 5 deep breaths, or you can come forward and relax forward on your mat. If you don't have a block, near you, can stack your fists if you're finding the floor a little bit too far away. So you're just going to breathe in, relax your shoulders, relax that hip into the mat. And then when you're ready, pressing through your hands, gently come out of the pose. You might want to just circle that leg a little bit just to release it, however you feel comfortable. And then coming to placing your left knee behind your left hand and extending the right leg out behind you. Get yourself set up. You might not need a prop on this side, just see how you go. And whatever position you're in on the other side, if you're up high here, stay on in that same position on this side. If you were forward, come forward and just relax into the hip. Deep breath. Feel all the tension releasing out of that hip. As tight as it might feel, just visualize it if you can't feel it. And then when you're ready, press yourself back up. And this time we're going to come to lying on our tummies and have our legs behind in butterfly. So just coming down onto your mat, lower yourself down, bend your right leg out to the side, so your knee should be straight out at a right angle from your hip, and if you can, bring your shin at a right angle to your knee. And we're just going to stay here for a minute, so just up on your forearms in like a sphinx pose. This is really good for opening up the hip. If you're finding it a little bit difficult, you might want to put a blanket in here just to support yourself a little bit more. Another deep breath. And then stretch that leg out behind you and just bend your left leg into the same position. And just pulling up, chest coming forward. Pulling up off your hips. Don't sink down into the mat. that leg. Just bang your legs out a little bit. Just rock side to side with your hips. We're going to come right down onto our bellies. Place your hands in front of you with your palms over top of each other so you can rest your head. And bend your knees and have the soles of your feet coming together. So this is butterfly pose, just on your tummy instead of sitting. And just place your forehead on your hands. Now legs might be way up here. It doesn't matter, just whatever position that you can get into, so you can feel a stretch through the inner thighs, round through your hips there. Because everybody's body is so different, so it'll look different with whatever each person is doing. This is quite a challenging exercise, so if you feel like you can't get into this position or stay here, just come out of it. Another long deep breath. And when you're ready, release the soles of your feet. Bring your knees in towards each other, stretch them out. And just pressing back into child's pose, big toes together, knees as wide as the mat. And just come forward and relax over your legs. Just relax those hips. Relax the lower back. Just breathe energy into those hips. Breathe relaxation into your lower back. And then when you're ready, press yourself up. Coming to seated butterfly now, which you'll probably feel a little bit more familiar than when you're lying on your tummy. Soles of your feet together. Pull your feet in as much as you can towards you, and your knees right out to the side. Sitting up nice and tall on your sit bones. Once again, if you find it a little bit uncomfortable sitting in this position, you feel like you're really rounded, just place a cushion or blanket underneath your sit bones. Now pulling up nice and tall, and then take your elbows out to the side, coming forward as much as you can over your legs, and then coming back up, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in and out. And this time, coming forward and holding it, have your head heading towards your feet. Stay here for a few breaths, because each breath you probably can go a little bit further towards your feet as you relax more. Feel the weight of your head pulling you towards the mat. And then when you're ready, gently come up. So take your right leg and have it bent and have your knee coming across the left knee. Now this might be enough for you here, and then you can come forward over your leg, or you might like to bend the left leg in and have both knees crossing over and holding on to your feet, and then just coming forward as much as you can in this position. And we're just going to take a couple of deep breaths. Really try and relax through the hips, through the lower back. And if you'd like to, you're feeling this is okay, stretch your arms out in front of you and come forward further over your legs. And then when you're ready, press yourself back up, unwind your legs if you've got them crossed over. And then bang your legs out in front of you, just to relax all the muscles. And let's do it on the other side. So bringing the left leg across, cross it over the top. You might stay here if you did that on the other side, and then just come forward. Or if you did on the other side, bending both legs, crossing over both knees, and just get yourself comfortable. You'll find it's different one side to the next, so don't be too hard on yourself. I find this side is a little bit harder for me. And you might like to just stay here, come forward. Or you might feel like you're ready to extend your arms out a little bit further. Relax your shoulders. Relax your neck. Happy thoughts. And then when you're ready, press yourself back up, unwind, bring your legs out. And let's just sit in easy pose. And just see whether you feel a little bit looser around the hips, whether you feel like you've really stretched them out. Just close your eyes. Dip your chin. Place your right hand on your heart space and then your left hand over top. And just take a couple of deep breaths in. And just feel grateful that your body was able to do what it could today, that you managed to get through the practice. And just set your intention for the rest of the day. And hopefully you'll leave the mat feeling like a little bit lighter, a little bit more easy to move. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Open your eyes. Lift your gaze. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me here today, everyone, and hope you feel a little bit of a benefit from opening your hips up. And if you like my channel, please subscribe, and I hope to see you on the mat again soon.